One day during my junior year in college, one of my friends who was on the dance team asked, "Hey, do you want to come over and make magic brownies with me later, with me and my roommate?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So went home. I see my boy Toki coming out, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? What's up? What you doing tonight?" I'm just like, "Well, I'm about to go over to a homegirl's house and make some magic brownies." And he's like, "Word, I think she told me about that. Let me know how they work out." And I'm like, "Word, cool." So showered, and then went to her place, which was it's not really quite off campus, but it was like, court apartments, had a kitchen, an oven, obviously. Went inside, kiss, and we got right to it. She got the box, emptied out all the contents, and she had this large Ziploc bag of marijuana. It was already ground up and everything. I believe it was sativa. So we threw all that in the pan with the amount of butter and oil. Well, she did like this weird mix of butter and oil that was needed for the recipe. So we sauteed the entire bag in oil and butter until everything turned nice and green, while she was mixing up, all the batter, flour, eggs, and all that other stuff that was needed in there. Dumped all that into that bowl, mixed everything in. I know what you're thinking, but I'll get to that later. And we mixed it all in there real nice and good. And then we put everything into a square pan and popped it in the oven that was already preheated. And then she looks at me and she said, "Hey, you should lick the spoon." I was like, "Sure, why not?" So I licked the spoon. Don't even remember how long we waited. Brownies come out. They smell great. Then she says, "Hey, pass me some of that caramel over there." So pass her the caramel jar. She pours it on top. I'm just like, "Why'd you do that?" She's just like, "It's going to get rid of the weed taste. Since we put everything in, it's going to taste very weedy." We cut it off into very small squares, and I have one. Now, during this part of my college career, I was drinking a lot of Everclear. While I'm drinking Everclear, I'm kind of used to feeling the effect immediately. I don't know why I applied it to me eating this one brownie, but whatever, college. Had the rum brownie, didn't feel anything. So I was like, I'll have another brownie. Wait a little bit, I'll have another brownie. Another one, and another one. And by the fifth one, I was just like, "Look, baby, I'm just sitting here with you getting fat on a Friday night, so I'm gonna go back to the house." And she's like, "Okay, cool, kiss." And I was out, went back home. I'm in my own common room now, mixing my usual Friday night drink of orange Gatorade and Everclear, just a little bit. My homeboy Toki, he passes by, who I told earlier I was gonna be making brownies. He came up and said, "Hey, I thought you were making brownies tonight." I was like, "Yeah, but I had 5 of those joints and I don't feel a thing." And he looks at me with horror. "You had 5? He takes the Everclear and the Gatorade out of my hand and he says, "Dude, just wait." Now, it just so happened that night that my fraternity was having spinning. That's dance party if you don't know. Anyway, so we had a dance party in our basement, had the strobe lights going, it was really cool. And we had cleaned up earlier before, so it was it was nice. My homeboy Biddy was DJing that night. He's really good at it. And I'm dancing and I'm just having this great ass time. At some point during the night, I'm like, "Yo, this music looks great." And ever since that night, I've been trying to draw what I saw.